So we're here today standing in solidarity with our friends that reside in this encampment. There's currently 13 residents that live here, and they receive an eviction notice by city bylaw yesterday, giving them 24 hours to vacate this property. So I received a message from one of the residents saying that they needed help and support, if we could come and support them because they don't want to leave. This is their home and they have nowhere to go. So that's why we're here today, to stand in solidarity with our friends and to challenge this eviction, because the City of Barrie knows, and the mayor knows, and the City Council knows that encampment evictions are now illegal. It was ruled in Ontario Superior Court in January of 2023 that it's a violation of the Charter of Rights and Freedoms under Section 7. If a municipality does not have enough shelter beds, encampment residents have a right to shelter themselves in encampments. And the judge went even further to say that it's not even just the number of beds available. The beds available have to be suitable for the people in need of those beds. So if there is no beds in a community for, say, couples, or there's no beds that are low barrier enough for people that have mental health and addiction issues and they can't follow and comply with the rules in the shelter, then those beds are not suitable for those people and they therefore have a right to shelter themselves. Charter of Rights and Freedoms is the highest law of our country, and so it trumps bylaw. And so we're just here to remind the city of that and to stand in solidarity with our friends and to get some media attention on this, because we can't just keep on pushing people from park to park to park saying move on, move on. That doesn't solve the problem. They have no homes. They have nowhere to go. They built a community here. Encampments are community. Encampments give the residents a sense of safety. They give them community. They give them support. They give them an opportunity to pool and share resources. It's easier for workers like ourselves that to outreach, because we know where they are. We know where to find them. We're able to connect with several people at the same time. So just like we like to live in community, our friends like to live in community, and just shooing people away from the community that they built, it's inhumane and it's illegal, and so we're going to stand up to that.
And how long this encampment been here?
Most of the residents that are currently living here right now have been here since at least last September.
What kind of support they have, ask from you?
Our friends have asked if there's any community members that are wondering how they can help, how can they be involved. You can come, bring your camp chair, just spend a few hours here standing in solidarity with our friends. You can write to council, tell them this is not okay. We're in need of water, like food, sandwiches, snacks, juice boxes, that sort of stuff for our friends that are living here in the encampment. Water is huge. It's getting hotter the days. They're in need of some new tents for a few people, and some tarps, that sort of stuff. So anything like that you're able to help, you can reach out to Ryan's Hope, and we can connect it, or you can just come down and show up and say hi. Yes, so they received the notices yesterday between 11:15 and 11:30ish. So after that 24 hours, which is already passed now, at any time the city could come in to enforce those eviction notices under the bylaw. But the bylaw is illegal because it violates the Charter of Rights and Freedoms. So they know that it's illegal, and I think that they're probably trying to just count on people to move voluntarily, but some of our friends are saying they are not going to move voluntarily. They are willing to stay and challenge this in court because this is their home and they don't want to leave their home again. They've had to move too many times.
Some of the residents, they call the bylaw officer, the phone number which is on the eviction notice. But I believe there is no appeal process, as they have told me.
So this is what happened. One of our friends, there is a number on the bottom of the eviction notice that says if you want more information or you want to talk about this notice, please call this number. And when one of the residents called to say, how do I appeal this? I want to appeal this because I have nowhere to go. Where am I supposed to go? This is my home. They said there is no appeal process. they have no way to appeal this.
And so basically, if city decides, even though as you mentioned, the court has ruled that's illegal to evict, but if city decides to move in and evict them, and with the help of police, there's little to nothing they can do, right?
There's little to nothing they can do in the present moment, right at that time, but that would open the city up to a huge legal challenge. The city knows it's illegal. I'm sure the police know it's illegal, and for them to illegally evict people is against the Charter of Rights and Freedoms. So Barrie bylaw doesn't get to just quash people's human rights. It's not okay, and they know it's illegal. So we're hoping it doesn't come to that.
And you mentioned in one of the meetings, town hall or some other kind of meeting that has not been recorded by the city, that this issue of encampment eviction came out, and there was some acknowledgement, some statement from the mayor and the police chief.
This is what I heard third hand. I heard third hand that both the police chief and the mayor said they know that it's illegal for them to evict people from public properties. So they do know about the ruling, the court ruling.
And then why, the last question is why Ryan's Hope is supporting this, and so what is the advocacy for this cause? What is the reason for that?
Well, Ryan's Hope is an organization my husband and I started in memory in honor of our son Ryan. He lived with mental illness and self-medicated with street drugs because the pharmaceutical medications did not work for him. He lost his life due to a toxic drug poisoning. Ryan was a member of this community. He had a lot of friends that were homeless and struggling with these issues, and so our mission of Ryan's Hope is to advocate for and support people living with mental illness, substance use issues, and experiencing homelessness. So advocacy is part of what we do. Direct support to people living in survival mode is the other part of what we do. So we do street outreach, we do encampment support. So we have built a relationship with the residents of this community. We've been supporting them for 3.5 years now. And so when they got these eviction notices, they reached out to us because they felt like we were someone that they could trust and that they could count on to stand in solidarity with them.
And just, I also noticed that there has been cleaning, all mornings, at least since I have arrived. All the residents here have been, cleaning the encampment, because there were also issues raised during one community safety meeting about the cleanliness in the encampment.
And I would challenge the city on that, because the city refuses to provide garbage pickup at encampments. We have requested that. Several other community organizations have requested for encampment residents to have the same types of services that we have, and one of them is garbage pickup. You and I have the luxury of putting our garbage in a bin and then putting our bin out on garbage day, and somebody magically comes and takes our garbage away. Unfortunately, encampment residents do not have that luxury. The city has denied them garbage pickup. We go to the encampments, we support the encampments all the time. Residents do their best to keep the area clean. They keep their garbage in bags, and they'll put it out at the side of the road hoping the city will pick it up. And what we see is it's been ripped open by animals because the city refuses to pick up garbage from encampments. So that's not on the fault of the encampment residents who are doing their best to just survive. That's on the fault of the city, because they're treating encampment residents like less than the rest of us who get garbage pickup.
Any comment about when people say they don't pay taxes, that's why they don't get the services?
Well, they do pay taxes. They're members of our community. They go to restaurants, they go to stores, they shop, they do all that stuff. And we all are in different financial brackets in our community, but we're still all entitled to the same community supports, the same services from our city. Are we going to be a type of city that says only if you're in this tax bracket you get these supports, and if you're in this middle tax bracket these are the supports we'll give you, and if you're in the low income tax brackets you only get these supports? We don't live in that type of society. So I think that's just a poor excuse.
Any message you have for Barrie residents as well as for the city council about how to deal with this issue, specifically this encampment right now?
I think that this needs to stop. They need to stop illegally trying to remove people from their homes. Encampments, like I said, their community, their safety, and when we have no other options, when there is no housing available, obviously we want everyone to be housed. We want everyone to have safe, affordable housing, but that takes time and we're not there yet. So in the meantime, people are taking care of themselves. They're making shelters, they're making communities for themselves. And we just do further harm when we try to break up those encampments and those communities of support that people have built for themselves. So I say to the city, stop it. You know it's illegal and you're wasting city resources and you're wasting city money, and you could be subjecting to the city to a legal battle. So that's just wasteful and not wise. I say to residents of Barrie that want to help and want to support, please speak to your councillor, write them, email, call them, as well as the mayor. Let them know that you're not okay with them doing this to people. These are people that are already struggling, just to survive, and they don't need this type of trauma and harassment and stuff like that. If you want to come and support us, please reach out. Neighbors standing with neighbors, that's how we build community. City can provide services to the encampments. So instead of trying to just keep wasting their time dismantling them and having cleanup crews that they pay lots of money, contractors to come in and clean up encampments after they've dismantled them, if they provide the residents, we were talking and several different organizations were talking about a peer support paid program where the city could employ actual unhoused people to actually clean the encampments and keep them clean and stuff like that. If we provide them with garbage supplies and garbage bins and stuff like that, and had a schedule on when the garbage could come to them, then that would be a way that the city could support them. Other communities have provided washrooms and sanitation. Actually, I think it was in London, Ontario, I may be wrong, but I'm pretty sure it's London, where the health department actually ordered for them to have potable water and washroom facilities due to health reasons. These are human beings. These are human needs. We need to be able to, have access to a bathroom. We need to be able to have access to water, those type of services. So that's the way that the city could be supporting encampment residents.